Hello, my name is Melissa Weisse. I'm the Chief Philanthropy Officer here at Leader Dogs for the Blind, and we're delighted to have you join us for Dinner in the Dark. It's always important when preparing for a festive event to create a celebratory ambiance and the proper table setting with which to enjoy the evening. So please join me as we prepare for Dinner in the Dark. Wonderful. Thank you for joining me as we set the table and prepare for Dinner in the Dark. First off, in creating a formal and celebratory ambiance, we want to start with the place setting. And that's exactly what we're going to do now by reaching for our plate. So, if you join me in gathering your plates over to your dining room table, we'll put our main plate right in front of the chair. And a very good tip as you set up an elegant symmetry for your table is to be a thumb's width apart. Your silverware, your plate, just aligned in an elegant fashion so that the diner can feel at home and ready to enjoy dinner. Next, in a formal dinner, you would obviously have your cloth napkin, and we're going to place that to the left of the plate and prepare to assemble our silverware. So please join me in collecting your silverware over to your dining room table. When one is eating a formal meal, you eat using the silverware on the outermost sides of your plate in. That's always a helpful way to remember what's the appropriate fork and knife to use. So we'll start with an appetizer fork, which you place to the far left of the napkin. And next to it, you can place your fork for the main dinner. And just line those up nicely, again, making sure that your napkin is a thumb's width, a thumb's nail width apart from the bottom of your dining room table. Then we're going to move to the right side of your plate. Here we'll get our knife and we'll place it to the right of the plate and make sure that the blade is facing inward, as that's what's correct. After that, we'll place our soup spoon, and we have a lovely watermelon gazpacho on the menu for you for Dinner in the Dark. So your soup spoon would go right next to your knife. And we'll again make sure that there's the appropriate and elegant symmetry and make sure it's aligned to the bottom of the table. Next, let's prepare for dessert. And I always find it helpful to have both a dessert fork and a dessert spoon above your plate. And if you join me in placing your fork first, we'll place the tongs of the fork facing towards the left of your plate and the spoon with the cup of the spoon facing to the right. So there's some very nice, elegant symmetry there, and it gives a guest a choice whether to use the fork or spoon for enjoying the panna cotta this evening. Now, you may care to have a bread plate for your guests. If you are assembling a bread plate, that would go to the left of the napkin, and you would then put your bread knife on that if a guest is going to be having bread and butter. I'll put this over to the side and we'll begin to talk about stemware. So to that end, you might be having red wine, white wine, water, or perhaps a celebratory bit of bubbly and some champagne. We encourage you at Dinner in the Dark to celebrate the Leader Dog mission. So let's join me, please, as I assemble our stemware. And here you're looking to place your glasses just above the knife. If you're having white wine, you can place your white wine glass just above the knife. The red wine glass would go just to the right of the white wine glass, and then above that your water glass. And I'm placing a beautiful crystal water glass here. You'd have your white wine and red wine right beside that, and then to the far right you'd have your champagne glass or perhaps a dessert wine glass, all ready for that pop of bubbly or celebration. So to that end, you've created this wonderful, elegant place setting, ready to start Dinner in the Dark. We encourage you to get your blindfold for your guests. Just make sure you have that elegantly placed right on your main plate and ready to begin our evening together. And of course, we want to create some ambiance, and what better ambiance than candlelight? So we're going to bring over 2 candles, which we shall put on our table. Of course, be careful with your guests who are under blindfold during this time. And of course, that will create a beautiful ambiance with which to celebrate Leader Dog for the Blind and all of our friends and supporters around the world. So with that, all one needs is the perfect, charming companion to enjoy dinner with. Now we're ready for our celebratory evening, for dinner in the dark, joining our friends and supporters around the country. And I'm joined by Leader Dog Ambassador Coco. And Coco, how thoughtful of you to have brought the champagne.